Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Big Dave. This is Wrestling Montage Media. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time here, please give us a like and a subscribe. We're going to get into some of the opponents that Goldberg could be facing. My personal top 5 people that he could face in his last match. This is Goldberg on the Ariel Helwani podcast. Let's get into it.
If you had the pencil, if you can, lay it out for yourself, who's the match against? Where is it? When is it? The retirement match.
I never got a chance to get my hand around Cena's throat.
What? Man, why would he say that right now? See, now he got me thinking, like in that instance, damn, he gonna face Cena this year at some point in his retirement matches. Like this is Cena's retirement tour year. Could it happen though? And yes, the pro wrestling business has conditioned us to think anything can happen. But who goes over, brother? Who does it really benefit? With Cena going over, you putting over his heel character more. That's if he is still a heel by that time. Whoa, but then that's hard to say too, because when somebody has their last match, typically they put the other person over, but the other person may want to go out on top. It all depends. But then it could just be a match between two legends who never faced off, kind of like him and Undertaker. I don't really want to talk about that. So the generational clash, I'll say Cena goes over. Potential opponent, number 2.
There's a lot of people that I would have loved to have faced back in the day, but the fact is that you look at what does that do for the business now.
Which brings me to my next pick. Goldberg, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, these two old guys and they're both almost 60 years old and stop it. Have a little bit of fun. Follow me for a second. Now he just said, what would it bring to the business? It would bring an attraction. It would bring something that we haven't seen ever and that we've always wanted to see. And you guys are still in pretty good shape for your age. Don't compare it to anything else. Don't compare it because of Goldberg and Undertaker. That was a whole different dynamic. A lot of stuff they do, they don't even have to pick each other up. If it's a concern of them not being able to pick each other up or do, big spots, it don't need to be all that. Come on. We know what Austin does. He punches. He'll stomp you in the corner, stunner. That's all he really does. Goldberg, spear, jackhammer. He does a lot of power moves, but he don't need to do all that either. Understanding their age and where they're at in their careers and their limitations, they can make it work. Now, these two have actually touched before back in 2004, back at WrestleMania 20, where Goldberg actually got stunned by Austin at the end of the match. And I know we talking over 21 years ago. And you might be 20 years old watching me. I can't help it, I'm old, man. Now, both guys have had matches within the last couple years, so I don't see why not they can do one more. And you know what the crazy thing is? With Goldberg being in the WWE Hall of Fame, having big matches in WWE, he still sees himself as a WCW guy.
Come on, man. I'll always be a WCW guy.
You still believe that?
Look at how they treated Sting.
But you were there longer than Sting was. That was like a cup of coffee.
No. Well, you mean a WWE?
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Booker T the other day, and if you don't get into the wrestling business wanting to be a part of the pinnacle of the wrestling business, which is WrestleMania and pay-per-views as they used to be called, then you're crazy, right? And so I had goals to attain at the WWE, but the reality is when we were going head to head, we were kicking their ass, they were kicking our ass. It was back and forth like a big heavyweight fight. And I'm a football player in Aintley, man, and they were the enemy, right? And I still believe at the bottom of my heart, at the end of the day, it's still kind of that way a little bit.
Bingo, boom. You heard that? So, and who were the two biggest stars at the time? Austin, Goldberg. Book it.
Shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Paul and I spoke, and we came to an agreement that in 2025, I'd have my retirement match. Don't know when it is. Don't know who it's against. But, they planted a little seed like they always do. And don't think that there may not be a swerve here and there. But, it's professional wrestling.
Goldberg versus the Ring General Gunther.
Like the idea of the retirement match being against Gunther?
If it was, then, I guess I could look at it like I'm kind of passing the torch. He's a young talent comparatively. Well, everyone's young comparatively, but he's the new part of the new generation. And they need to be I'm not going to say lifted up, but I think if that were the case, that if it was Gunther and it would be logical. There's some heat there, obviously, that's already been placed.
Yep.
And he's the new generation. I'm the old generation. It's kind of like a passing of the torch in a way. And, I wouldn't turn that one down by any stretch of imagination, because you don't ever open your mouth in front of my wife and my son negatively about me.
Now, this match, of course, it would be hard hitting, as we all know. We know how Goldberg rolled. We know how Gunther rolled. Maybe Gunther can introduce something called Chop City, like Suplex City. That work? But as far as this generation goes, the guys who've been around the last, I'll say, 7-8 years, Gunther's the best choice to face Goldberg. And again, Goldberg works in short, impactful matches. He don't need to be going 10-15 minutes. Keep it to about 6 or 7 at the most. Do y'all remember Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33? Where they tried to make up for that piece of crap of a match at WrestleMania 20? Well, they definitely did that with that match. You know why? Because the way Goldberg got over was doing those squash matches where they only wrestled for a minute or two, when that match was actually 4 or 5 minutes. And they did everything they had to do. It was a spot fest with multiple spears and jackhammers and F5s, but it was awesome. You got the spear, you got the jackhammer versus the chops and the power bombs on the clotheslines too. Yeah, that match is gonna be dope if it happens. That's how I think Gunther versus Goldberg should go. But this match, Goldberg, he gotta put Gunther over. My next one, Goldberg, the final boss. Notice I didn't say The Rock. Notice I didn't say the People's Champ. Notice I didn't say none of those other monikers. He has to be 2024 final boss. Cody Rhodes, Mama Rhodes, all that. For Goldberg to face a babyface Rock, that'd be boring. Goldberg actually debuted in WWE against The Rock. So it was 2003. Goldberg shows up after WrestleMania 19. The Rock, he in the ring, boasting about the fact that he finally beat Austin at WrestleMania. And here he comes through the back. He comes out with the microphone, tells The Rock that he's next, spears the crap out of him. It was a perfect debut. Now the question is, who should win this match? Realistically, Goldberg should win. But don't you say that to 17-year-old me. I might be a little bit biased. Now Hollywood Rock and Final Boss Rock, they're the same but different. Now Hollywood Rock at the time only did, I think, Walking Tall and The Mummy Returns at the time. And he was the biggest star in WWE. But the Final Boss now, he's actually head of the board of the company. Now he has more power to put you in any position, anywhere. We've seen that with the now infamous heel turn of John Cena. So like I said, realistically, Goldberg should go over. But again, he's a WCW guy, as he said earlier in the video. So realistically, Goldberg should, but The Rock, he'll win it. Yes. And now on to my next and final pick. I think you'll like it, and it'll make a lot of sense.
Steiners. Braun Breaker, incredible, and he reminds me a lot of you. Do you see any of yourself in him?
Braun, we've got a relationship that goes back 20 years, man. Almost. Riding with his dad and his uncle, I learned a lot in the business. And that kid was growing up just like Gage did when I retired, a couple times ago at WWE, and he was around, and we knew he was always going to be a dude just like us, following our footsteps in a certain way, whether it's in the business or another endeavor. I mean, he and I spoke a lot when he was in college playing football. We spoke in high school when he was playing football. We spoke when he was attempting to play in the NFL. And we've spoken a number of times since he's, turned into who he has at WWE. I'd say we're really close, man. We don't wear it on our sleeves, but people don't ask, and you asked. And so, yeah, we're extremely close. And I see a lot of myself in him. And, if it wasn't for his respect for me and my respect for him, along the way, people tried to get him to do more things that I kind of did, right? And whether it's a phone call to me or just a no, man, he's a great kid. He's a wonderful kid, and he's got his only limitation is his height. That's it. There ain't nothing in the world that can stop him. he can't, unless he can grow like 8 inches taller. That's the only thing in the world that could stop that kid. You know, and that's a formidable resume right there. I mean, that kid deserves everything, and the sky's the limit for him. And to be compared to his 4.3 in the 40-yard dash, you know, delivering that spear, man, I'll take that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It goes without saying. Braun Breaker, Goldberg. That'd be a perfect retirement match for him. Check this out. He has Goldberg's tattoo. Just the way Goldberg was talking about Braun is just, he got so much respect and admiration for him and his family. He watched them grow up. Braun Breaker is very influenced by Goldberg, and they have a very close relationship, which would make for an awesome storyline. The match, it'll be the same style. But I know Braun would really take care of Goldberg, and Goldberg will make Braun look great. My personal feelings about Braun Breaker, though, I really didn't watch him much in NXT, but he got to the main roster, won the Intercontinental Championship real fast, and yeah, he's awesome. I really like him. I've never seen anybody run the ropes the way that man does. Just an absolutely incredible, freakish athlete. It seems that the genetics are very strong in the Steiner family, so he sound like his uncle, look like his dad. He kind of look like Scott too. It's just a mixture of both. It's just awesome. Now, more than likely, it might be Gunther to be Goldberg's last match, but if they can do this one, this would be the next best thing, in my opinion, to where Goldberg literally passes the torch. Someone he knows, someone he respects, and someone that he sees so much of himself in. Be perfect. Shit should be Braun Breaker. Definitely Braun Breaker got to go over. No doubt about it. So guys, that is it. That's the end of the video. Those are my 5 choices to face Goldberg for his final match. I want to thank you guys for watching if you made it this far. Again, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.